And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. I believe they're talking NFL now. Was that correct?
Kevin
Major
says we're
League
talking
Baseball?
about.
Probably. I was just trying to figure out. You know, we got end on basketball. We can do a few minutes on this. we don't get into college basketball much until the football season's the college football season's over. But I'm just curious. You know, last year, 2 years ago, I remember Hubert Davis, former player, NBA player, Carolina, really good man, and comes in and takes over the program, and they beat Duke and knock Coach K out in his last home game, and then they knock him out in the Final Four, and the
Carolina fans will always remember.
And the best player on that team, they decided that they hated because the next year they still won 20 games. And the voters decided that they didn't want to put them in a tournament. A North Carolina team with 20 wins is always in the tournament. But the voters decided they didn't want in it. And then the players and fans and everyone else decided that they hated Caleb Love, and they're going to run him out of town, and he's the worst person ever. And worst basketball player. He's causing us to lose. We can't do nothing with him. Oh, my gosh. It doesn't matter we have 6, 7 championships in the banners. We're still complaining about beating Duke in the Final Four. That kid should have had his – they should have put a statue out there next to Jordan and Dean Smith after that Final Four, whether they won it or not. Instead, they ran him out of town and talked about how bad of a person he was. Terry, I'm looking at the standings. Arizona's 6-0 and maybe the best team in the country. Who's on their team?
There's some guy named Love.
Did I just see Caleb Love is on their team?
Because everybody loves
I thought he was
Love.
awful.
Yeah. How ironic is that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The thing, it is an embarrassment
He went back in.
To me, what the fans and people and everyone did to Caleb Love.
They went and beat Duke this.
He beat Duke this year.
That's what I said. They went.
And
That's
he
what
went walking
That's what I'm
off
talking
the
about.
court.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
he went walking off the court waving at Duke.
And he had UNC on his
Yeah,
shoes.
he did.
Ashamed
He
of
did.
themselves.
He even come out afterwards and he said, "This is all for my Tar Heel
Right.
fans."
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
you know it. I mean, it's just insane. He beat Michigan State with 17 points yesterday. Led the team in scoring. Knocked them out. So he's got two top 25 victories.
Who's the most delusional? Panthers fans, Carolina basketball fans, or Carolina football fans? Who is the most delusional of those fan bases? That'd be a thesis paper right there, wouldn't it?
See, the Carolina football and basketball fans are schizophrenic because in basketball you usually they expect to win. They're like you and we talk about Ohio State, Tom. But when you talk about the others,
I'm a very pragmatic fan. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's always a different word, Tom.
Well, Terry, you can do this thing. You could do a thing called read a book, and you wouldn't say things like demuted, okay? Or walk out on a board.
I don't like those words you're using.
Yeah, I don't like those words.
pragmatic.
I like the ones I like the one.
Demute you.
Demute you.
We got through playing this ACC Big Ten, which was no contest. ACC dominated, and we decided to go play the SEC. So now the ACC men and the SEC men split their game 7-7 on the women's and the men's side. So that's first scenario of this ACC SEC come out 7-7, 7-7. One team out of the ACC does not get to play every year. And here's my question. When is it Duke and Carolina's time not to play? You going to tell one of those teams that they're not going to play in this thing?
No, never. But what makes me mad is I thought the Big Ten would pick up another conference, and they didn't. They don't have a challenge this year.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, it was good. And the ACC, I think it was 12-8 and 2 or something over the two. They did that 23 years.
Yeah, did it for
and
a while.
now because, the sports gods at ESPN got mad because they didn't have the contract, so they were not going to do it anymore because ESPN doesn't have enough money and all that crap. But I just hated that came to an end because that gave us something to argue about every year, Terry.
Did.
Big Ten ACC challenge. But, I did see they're playing the SEC. That's good. You need to do that. And I wish they would do something like that in football. This week, instead of playing that's one thing I agree with Kevin on. Instead of playing Western Carolina and UT Chattanooga, we're going to have a Big Ten SEC challenge. And based on how we did, you don't even know who you're going to play.
Yeah.
You don't even know who you're going to play. We're going to see what you did last year, and we're going to match you up the next year. And let's just do it. Let's have some fun.
Because I know this year Louisville was the team that was left out. And when they said that, they said they're going to alternate different teams every year. And I sat there and I'm like, that's not. You tell me when Duke and Carolina's going to be left out of this challenge.
They're not.
You know?
They're not. They left Louisville out?
Yeah, Louisville was out of it this year.
Well, breaking news, number 1 Purdue lost last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
So now Caleb Love, Terry,
It's
will
probably
be the
Number one
leader of
in
the
the
number 1
nation.
team
That's right.
in the
I
nation.
didn't
Good
see
job,
that.
Carolina fans.
Yeah, who beat them?
Northwestern. Which
Yeah, it was
Northwestern
close.
6-1 too.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
92-88 overtime.
They had a pretty good team last year. They had a pretty good team. But anything can happen in college basketball. I don't care, man. College basketball is unpredictable. I mean, you had the number 1 team in preseason not even make the NCAA tournament, so you just never know what's going to happen in college basketball.
Travesty.
I mean, it's like, and then Ohio State loses like 10 games in a row, and at the end of the year they win like 5 in a row. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen.
And here's what I don't like about what the ACC is doing. That's like today is ACC opening round. Everybody's going to play today against each other. Carolina plays Florida State. State goes to Boston College. I mean, that's what we're doing today, but then we don't play each other again until January.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Florida State game's going to be tough. We got today.
We're having to go to Boston College. It's tough to win at Boston College.
We're not even going to talk about Boston College. Almighty. For some reason, my brother likes Boston College, too. I just don't understand. He hates Notre Dame and likes Boston College, and he says Boston College is the true Catholic school.
We're gonna put
That's why he pulls for Boston